So this has gone MP open, button 3-bet is Andre Cos, and we're going to 4-bet. And call it off. We have ace king against queens, guys, and we have flopped it. Oh, don't you dare. Today we're doing moving up in stakes and cash games. Very important stuff. Moving up stakes is one of the most important things you can do, and therefore it's very important to get it right. You might be thinking, Easty, if we want to move up stakes, we just click the button that says the next stake that we want to play that's bigger than the one that we last played. Yes, that's true. It is as simple as that if you want to move up a stake, yes. But you need to go about it in the right way if you want that to be a successful attempt. Today we're going to be talking about all the things that you can do to improve your chances of that going well for you. There are things that we want to consider before we think about moving up. And then there's things to consider while we're playing when we have moved up. So let's do that first, and then let's put it into action. We're going to talk about when, why, and how. When should we think about moving up? Why should we think about moving up, and how should we approach moving up? When should we move up? When our bankroll dictates that we can, basically. So we only move up when we have won money. We don't move up because we've deposited more money. We never do that. If you're a winning player, you'll make money and you'll move up. You want to be able to take small shots. What I mean by shots is if you lose 2 or 3 buy-ins at the next stake, then you can drop back down again. 25 buy-ins is a reasonable place to start. So if you're playing 5-L and you got up to $250, you should play 10-L with 2 or 3 buy-ins. So that means when you lose 3 buy-ins, you go back down to 5-L until you're back up to 250. And you just keep doing that until 10-L sticks. And eventually, if you're good enough, then it will stick and you'll be up to 10-L and you'll repeat the same process at 25. You could be the best player in the world. If you move up before your bankroll can afford you to move up, you are going to have a bad time. That's why we have strict bankroll management. And we also want to do it when we feel confident, studying, prepared. You feel good about your game. You've been working on it. Dip your toe in. If you get stung, you go again. Not a problem. Why on earth would you move up? It's pretty simple. You can make more money, and money's good. If you win 2 buy-ins at 100 an L, guess what? That's 4 buy-ins at 50, which means you had to do twice as much winning. Along with the money part, the higher the stake, the lower the rake. That's why it's important to get out quicker, because your win rate needs to be higher at the lower stakes to make money, whereas here, it won't need to be as high. And another reason you'd move up is because it's rewarding to move up. We shouldn't limit ourselves and say, oh, I like playing 10 and L. It's comfortable. I can play there. I know I can win there. That's nice. We can just, poker's about testing yourselves, and being able to beat the next stake is a really good feeling, and being able to manage yourself going between stakes and that challenging experience of getting bopped and then coming back and doing it again. That's all part of the process that makes poker fun. How do we move up? This is the main kind of crux of what we're talking about. So moving up's inevitably daunting, okay? Look, if you go from playing 50 and you've never played 100 before, which is what I'm doing today, it's going to feel like a little bit nervy, because it's more money, it matters, and you probably worked really hard to get to the point where you can do this, and you really hope it sticks and all this stuff. It's normal to feel those things, and how we deal with those things are going to affect massively how we fare when we play. Playing for 2 times the amount that we know, because that's normally you go up from 5 to 10 or 50 to 100. That can definitely affect our decision making if we're not in the right mental state, okay, guys? So if you're not in the right mental state, you probably shouldn't be moving up until you're ready to deal with how that affects you. When I pop $100 into the middle today, I need that to feel like 100 big blinds. I recommend strongly that you play in big blinds, okay? And the reason that you do that is because your decisions all look the same no matter where you're playing. There's a reason that many players fail shot takes, and that's because even though they might not realize it, they don't make the same decisions as they would normally. I made a YouTube video ages ago when I moved up to 50 and L, and I second guessed everything. I was like, this guy's doing this and that. Ended up making decisions that I probably wouldn't have made, ended up losing, convinced myself, because it's 50, then this might happen or that might happen. Don't do any of that. The game's the same, okay? Think about it like this. You're still playing poker. It's still a human being with 2 cards in front of them. Yes, they might know how to utilize those 2 cards a little bit better, but if people are better, which they may well be, yeah, they might be better. That's fine. That's part of the challenge. That's all good. Your strategy should be able to hold up against those people. Micro considerations. Don't level yourself into thinking people are out to get you, or are bluffing you, or are calling your bluffs all the time. Today, if I've got a bluff that I want to follow through on X percentage of the time, I follow through on it X percentage of the time. And I'm not going to adjust those percentages. Oh, because 100 NL, people might be calling more efficiently, yada, yada, yada. No, your strategy is dependent on you, not on them. Don't get fancy play syndrome, the other opposite end. Oh, now I'm a big boy at 100 NL. I'm gonna check raise this board because 100 NL. Not because the properties of my hand want to check raise this often, but you know what? I need to make sure I get my check raises in here. Let's just use this one. Don't do that, okay? Just play the way that you know how to play. That's the important thing. Play the game that got you there to begin with, because like I said at the start, if you're taking this seriously as a hobby or as a job, you know, you would have made good decisions and had a solid strategy and slowly won buy-ins, maybe won a couple of big blinds, 3 big blinds, 100 or whatever, gotten yourself there, feel really happy with yourself, allowed yourself to take a shot take after all this hard work, and then you play like an idiot or completely differently to how you normally play. Why would you do that? Why would you not just play the game as you learn how to play it? So this has gone MP open, button 3-bet is Andre Cos, and we're going to 4-bet. From the small blind. And call it off. We have Ace King against Queens, guys, and we have flopped it. Oh, don't you dare. Oh, I was going to say, guys. I was going to say. That would have been utterly extreme. But thankfully, guys, we don't get dusted out. We are going to 3-bet the button here. I have no idea whether Charlie's playing I have no idea whether Charlie's playing normally or not. No clue. Now we're going to call. Going to call the flop. And I'm going to bet the turn. Don't have aces, guys, so it wouldn't have been folding. I mixed the turn. I would pure check the club diamond combo of aces. Mix the turn for mostly bet with my single flush card blockers, and then pure bet the aces that don't have the board, covered. Defended the big blind here. Versus MP. This is 500, so remember this is MP, not under the gun. So we get a small bet here. And going to want to have some raises against small bets here, I think. Don't want to talk about what my range looks like here, obviously. 5 on the turn. Going to check. 6 river. Bet 2/3 pot. Got quads, guys! It's a good job we did a class today on how to play quads. Oh, you love to see it, man.